Hi, my name is Madison and welcome to my knitting podcast. I don't know, I have a lot to say about my projects and yarn and knitting, fiber arts, crochet, the whole 9 yards. So I figured I can only talk to myself, my dogs, and my boyfriend who don't really care about fiber arts for so long until I just kind of upload them for anyone to see. I'm going to be following the standard knitting podcast format. If you don't know what that looks like, basically you start with any recent finished objects, then you go into any works in progress, and then any sort of acquisitions or future plans. Since this is my first podcast, and it's also the beginning of 2025, I don't have any recently finished objects, so I'll maybe just start with what I'm wearing. This is my sweater number 27 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, knit in Lion Brand's Fisherman's Wool in the color Oatmeal. This yarn was gifted to me by my boyfriend for my birthday this last year, and it kind of just sat on my yarn shelf. I didn't know what I wanted to use it for, and I found this sweater pattern, and it seemed like the perfect mix between, it felt like a good fit for this yarn because, you know, it's warm enough and it's heavy enough that it, you know, it keeps me warm with the wool, but it's got all those eyelets that there is still a little bit of breathability because the Lion Brand's Fisherman's Wool is a very, very warm yarn. It's a very heavy yarn. That's pretty much all I have as far as like finished objects. And also my 2 most recent finished objects were Christmas gifts for my mom and my sister. I knit my mom the Ingrid sweater by Petite Knit, and I knit my sister the Road sweater by Ozetta Knitwear. Both of which I was in such a rush to make. I didn't take any sort of pictures. I didn't take any sort of photos of the finished objects, nothing. So those are completely out of my hands, and you guys will probably never see pictures of them. But they did turn out very good. I'm very proud of myself, and I'm very proud with how fast I was actually able to turn around both of the sweaters. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I have for finished objects. That went very fast because I don't have anything. So hopefully by the next time I film, my first WIP that I'm going to show you will be a finished object, which is my halibut sweater. Oh, hold on. My halibut sweater by Caitlin Hunter. This beauty is absolutely stunning. I finished the body last night. I cast it off. I did a nice little Italian bind off because that's the only bind off right now I care to use. I know the Italian bind off has many haters. I get it. I really do. It takes a long time, especially like the Italian bind off for a body. This took me probably close to 3 hours because it took me 2 full, very long Game of Thrones episodes. So I'm talking about an hour and a half each. And it took me, oh no, I guess I finished halfway through the second episode. So I will say like 2 full hours to do the body of the Italian bind off. I'm knitting this. This is the size number 3. So, and then I'm also just going to show you the inside. I don't catch any of my floats. I started to, this is also my first colorwork sweater. I probably should preface this. This is the first colorwork piece I have ever done, with the exception of my other WIP, which I started a day before this sweater. And I did make my floats kind of intentionally long because I really am going to like stretch this and really kind of make it as oversized as possible. But I think overall I did a really good job with my floats. I would say they're very consistent and even. I would say they're a little bit long, which has led to some of the stitches in like the white looking a little uneven. It's my first colorwork sweater, so I'm gonna cut myself a lot of slack. So the only modification that I did, aside from messing up the chart a few times, I omitted the short rows because I'm lazy. I wanted to just get to the chart as soon as possible. I had already had to frog this because I started the chart and didn't really realize how to read it. So I read the chart wrong. Oh, I guess the other modification that I did is, so many people are probably going to already tell me that this was a bad idea doing the mock neck collar. However, as I told you, I love a good mock neck. This was the reason. I normally don't like circular yoke sweaters. So the construction of this, where you actually just work in a continuous round and you make even increases throughout the sweater, I normally don't like the look of those. I normally am a circular yoke hater, I'm gonna be honest. However, there was just something about this one, a combination of it being fish with the mock neck look that we got going on, that really drew me to it. So I decided I'm gonna make it and I'm gonna do the mock neck, even though I had heard people on like TikTok and on Instagram say don't do the mock neck, it's gonna really stretch out. A lot of people on Ravelry opted to do just a simple 1x1 ribbed rolled neckline or folded neckline. And I personally am not a huge fan of the way that that looks, just for me and my style. And so what I did to modify the collar to prevent the stretching of the collar that kind of tends to happen as it sits is because the pattern calls to cast on with the 3.75 millimeter needles. I cast it on, and you can kind of see if you're looking at it, I cast it on with 3 millimeter needles and worked about an inch of ribbing in 3 millimeter needles. Then I sized up to a 3.25 millimeter needles and did another like inch and a half of ribbing in the 3.25, and then I ended with 3.5 millimeter needles because I have, when it comes to my ribbing, I have fairly loose tension. So I knew that my 3.5 millimeter needles were very much going to work like 3.75 millimeter needles in this instance. So that's what I did to kind of keep the higher neck. And you can definitely see as I'm sitting here holding it up that that top part is, you know, it's holding its shape a lot better than towards the bottom of the neckline. That was really, that and omitting the short rows are really the only modifications that I did. I did shorten the length a little bit just because I want it to sit kind of higher on my waist. I don't want it to be cropped because I want to be able to wear this into the office because I do work in an office setting. But I wanted it to sit a little higher so that way I could kind of wear it with high-waisted jeans or, you know, wear it with my, I really only wear like high-waisted trousers. So kind of wear it with that and it just will sit really nicely. I guess I can try it on for you. Hold on. Yeah, so, and I am wearing sweatpants. Don't come for me. So this is where it sits right now unblocked. You can see that there's a lot of like bubbling here in the turtleneck. That probably could be helped with some short rows. We'll see how it blocks, and if I regret not doing the short rows, I will let you know. God, but you can see it's definitely like clearly like obviously the ribbing towards the bottom is a lot more stretched out naturally. The top part still sits at a nice mock neck length and still pretty tight to my neck. And then you have the rest of the sweater here. But yeah, I would say so far, so good. I am excited to get to the sleeves and block this and have it be done. And I'm really excited. I casted this on Christmas Eve and it is January 3rd and I've only got the sleeves left. I'm not a fast knitter in particular. So for me to get this far in such a short amount of time is definitely like a very big step for me. And see, this is why I don't think I would like doing the crew neck collar, because I feel like the longer ribbing definitely helps kind of widen and just sit better on my shoulders, as to where from what I've seen from other people who have made the crew neck, like with the folded crew neck, I feel like it just sits higher up and it just bunches really weird and it just kind of folds over itself till you get towards like the bottom. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have on this sweater. I'm super excited to kind of keep working on it. So I'm gonna change back into my other sweater. BRB. All right, I'm back. My hair's a mess. Don't look too much. Don't look too close at it. Real quick, let me talk about the yarn because I totally forgot to do that. This yarn is the Barocco Vintage DK base, which is I have a spare tag right here. It's a 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon blend. So the dark green is in the color Douglas Fir, and then the off-white cream color is in the color Buttercream. So yeah, so that's just kind of what I've been working with. This has been a dream to work with. It's super soft. I feel like it's the right amount of warm without being too warm. And I do love that it is machine washable. Next, WIP. This is technically my first ever colorwork project, but it's kind of been on hold. These are the Songbird Mittens by Erica Huser. This is the first one of the two. I'm using Cascade Yarns Heritage Base. I don't have the tags with me, so I can't give you color numbers because I threw them out because I'm terrible about that, but I do have another Hank in a different color for a different project that I'll talk about. So this is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon blend yarn in this like dark maroon color that I have, which is just absolutely gorgeous. I love this color. And then like a really nice off-white creamy color. It's got so much dog hair on it. There's dog hair on all of my projects. This is why I can't have nice things. But yeah, I have been knitting this up. This knit up super quick, and then I kind of just put it on pause because I was working on this on Christmas Day, and I was at my parents' house, and I didn't have any sort of like waste yarn that I could use to hold the stitches from the thumb gusset. So I just kind of put it on hold, and I haven't touched it since. But they're working up super quick. I'm using 9-inch shorty circular needles because you will absolutely not catch me using magic loop or DPNs unless absolutely necessary. I know I'm definitely gonna have to use one or the other for the thumb gusset. I know that. Definitely want to get back into this, but this is a very, I'd say, intricate pattern. You definitely need to be watching the charts a lot more as to where, like with the halibut sweater, because it's the same chart, you know, 15 times or however many sections of the fish there are, it gets very repetitive. So you can start kind of remembering your counts or how it's supposed to look. As to where with this, the only thing that's super repetitive is this side here, which even then, that's not exactly the most easily memorable pattern. And so then you have like the back side or the back of your hand, which is supposed to have like the bird on it. Yeah, so this is definitely something that I need to like have my full attention to. This has kind of been put on hold for now. I'm not in any sort of hurry to get them done. I would like to be able to wear them before winter's over. But I live in Michigan, so, you know, sometimes our winters don't end until mid-May. I'm anticipating I'll have these done pretty soon because like this part, you know, goes, you know, from like here to here or like here to here. I worked that up in 2 days. Like, no joke. I casted these on like the 22nd or 23rd, and I wasn't exactly like working them up super like quick either. So I'm anticipating that these will really only take me, if I was to like sit down and really work on them, like a week to finish both of them. But I just haven't really set aside that time because I really do want to get my halibut sweater done first. But yeah, these are my songbird mittens. I definitely do need to pick them back up and work on them more. And then I really only have like one other WIP that I'm just kind of really mindlessly working on. These are a bunch of squares. They're just single crochet squares, 25 stitches by 28 rows to get me a 5x5 inch square. And then these are going to kind of be turned this way and sewn together into a top. Heavily inspired, basically just straight up copying Amazingish Grace's square top that she has made. I absolutely love that top, and I just haven't really found like the yarn that I really wanted to use for it. But I have this Karen coconut cake that I got on clearance at Michael's like forever ago, and I didn't know what to do with it, but I think that the fun like eyelash yarn aspect to it is just so interesting and would make just such a really fun top. Whether or not I actually wear it, I don't know, but I guess worst comes to worst, I could always just sell it. So yeah, that's kind of all I'm working with now. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 squares made. I've got to make like, I think her top originally has like 3 rows of the granny squares. I think I really only need to make like 1 more because I'm just going to do 2 rows probably. and then I just need to like connect them all and make straps. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this. There's not too much to talk about with this. It's very much been like I've got nothing to do and I don't want to knit and I don't want to think about patterns, so let me just single crochet a bunch of squares. So it's been a very easy project. And that's pretty much all I have for WIPS. I've been a very monogamous knitter because I had to really push to get out my sister's and my mom's sweaters for Christmas. So I was not making anything for myself like all of November and December. I was pretty much only working on either market prep stuff, because I did a few markets in the fall and winter, or I was working on their sweaters, and like that was it. And so now that I'm getting back into the swing of things, of knitting things for myself, it's kind of crazy how little WIPS I have. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have. So now we can get into acquisitions and future plans. I guess I'll start with the heritage base that I have. So this I got back on the weekend of Black Friday. My local yarn store that I like to go to was doing like a Black Friday / Small Business Saturday sale, and everything in the store was 15% off. And that's when I got the Cascade yarn, heritage yarn for the songbird mittens, as well as yarn here. So this is the this is sock yarn, fingering weight yarn, to make the Jardiniere socks by Stone Knits. This will be my first ever sock pattern. I am very nervous. I do know that the pattern, I haven't bought the pattern yet. I just bought the yarn for it, but I do know that the pattern is a German short row heel, which every single person that has ever knit a pair of socks and talked about them online says that they absolutely hate German short row heels, but it's, I don't know how to make a sock any other way. So I don't know if I should just like Google. I feel like everyone loves heel flap and gusset. I feel like everyone loves heel flap and gusset sock construction. So I don't know if I should maybe look into that, but I don't know. But these are the colors that I bought for the Jardiniere socks. So that Cascade Yarn Heritage, which is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon blend. This is going to be the main sock color. This is 100 grams. You get 400 meters or 437 yards. It's in the color number 5760. They don't have color names, so it's just like this fun light green. I don't know, I love a good fun pair of socks, so I just decided to pick a color that would look fun. So this like fun, how many times can I say fun? But this really nice like light, almost bright green, very grass green. So yeah, this will be the main sock color. And then the 3 skeins that I got to kind of complement that and actually build up the color work aspect of the socks are all Emma's yarns. So that's the sock brand, or the sock brand, the yarn brand. This one is 200 yards per 50 grams. So it's a 50 gram little hank here. This is the Emma's yarns, practically perfect halves. And it's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon blend. And then this is in the color Foxy Lady. So it's this really fun, like reddish orange. I feel like it's picking up a lot more, I don't know. I feel like it's picking up pretty true to color, but it just feels a little bit brighter on camera. It's a little bit darker in person, I feel like. I don't know, but it's got like fun little like darker speckling in here, as you can see. And so this is going to be the toe, or is it the heel? That's a different color. I don't know, one of them's a different color. And then the like the flower petal portion. Yeah, so this is gonna be that. These are kind of like the 2 main colors here, I would say. So yeah, that's super fun. And then for the stem and the little plant pot, I got the Emma's Yarns Practically Perfect Smalls. So these are 81 yards and they're 20 gram little hanks here. So they're just little mini skeins. And this green one, which is going to be like the leaves and the stem of the flowers, is called Take a Hike. And then the yarn that I got for kind of the terracotta pot that it's like the plant pot that they sit in is called Bee's Knees. And these are both that 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon blend. And this one's super fun because it's like, it's a really nice like cream color, like, but it's got like a lot of little color speckling in there. It's definitely like, if you kind of open it up, you can see in there. I don't know. It's fun. And these are going to be my first socks. I like to go big or go home. Why would I make a plain pair of socks when I could make socks with flowers on them? So I thought about doing something even like more ambitious. I felt like for a colorwork sock, the Jardinier socks were a lot more achievable, I would say, or realistic. So yeah, so that's what I got all of these for. And then I guess I'll just quickly go in with my Christmas gifts, which I didn't grab. They're over here. Well, at least part of them are anyway. Is that gonna fall? I give that a whole 2 minutes until that falls, if that. So, my boyfriend got me 3 different skeins of yarn for Christmas. He got me, firstly, I'll talk about this. These are the Karen 1 pound acrylic yarns in the color soft gray mix. And he got me 2 of these. I don't know what I'm going to make with these yet. I'm honestly thinking a Dagmar jacket by Petite Knit would look really good in this light gray color. I just don't know if I would have enough yarn. I would think so, though. I don't know, because I don't know if I want to buy the pattern and then like make the swatch and then find out that either I don't want to do it or the yarn doesn't work for it. Like, I wish that the swatch was just like in stockinette, but of course it's in pattern, which makes sense. So I don't know. Let me move that out of the way. I don't know what I'm going to make with these yet. Something eventually will come. I don't really have just like a basic cardigan. Like, I'm really considering just making like the champagne cardigan, or you know, another, like, My Favorite Things Knitwear has a couple basic cardigans, like something like that. I don't really own any of that. And I have like one cardigan that I wear all the time that I thrifted like forever ago. And I love wearing it to the office because I will get super warm and super cold and super warm and super cold. I don't know. I swear to God, I'm like going through menopause and having heat flashes. So yeah, I'm honestly thinking maybe like a raglan cardigan in this gray color would look really nice. Just as a very good basic staple cardigan would also look nice. But that Dagmar jacket is so beautiful, but I just don't know if it's my style. Like, I think the Dagmar jacket would look stunning in this light gray, but I don't know if I'd really reach for it as much as I want to reach for it in my head because it looks so good, but I just don't know if that makes sense. Like, I can appreciate a beautiful jacket or cardigan, sweater, whatever, what have you, and realize that maybe it's not really my style. Also, I've never done cabling before, and I feel like that is a very big, very, very big way to jump off the cardigan deep end, you know? Or cable deep end. I feel like that's a very big project to just start cabling with, you know? Does that make sense? So I don't know. I am going to put these back because I do feel like my yarn tower that I have over there is going to fall. So yeah, it's 100% acrylic. You can get it at Michael's, Joann's, whatever. I've used this yarn before. I have a skein of the cream and a skein of the black. Honestly, they are great acrylic yarns. I love the Karen 1 pound. Hate the Karen, like, Simply Soft or whatever it's called. That shit, hate that. This, I love. This, I don't find that it pills, really. I feel like it's a great acrylic yarn for what it is. I do really love it. So I'm going to put these back because I'm surprised that this yarn tower has not fallen. Yay. And kind of my last acquisition. Again, I don't have any set future plans for this, but this is the Big Twist 100% acrylic value pound in the color, I think it's called wine. Yes. I don't know what I'm going to make with this. I really don't. I've got a lot of ideas. I did see Study Knits made a Lana vest by, I think it's Irene Lynn, I think is the designer's name, but the Lana vest in a, like the Lion brand Pound of Love, which is pretty much the exact same as the Big Twist value pound. And she made that in like a cream color, and it looked so good. And I think that this color would look absolutely stunning in a Lana vest. So I don't know, maybe that'll be my introduction to cables, because I don't know, maybe a cabled vest seems less intimidating than a fully cabled sweater or jacket. So that might be an option, or maybe I will just kind of keep this in my stash. I genuinely don't know what I'm going to do with this. But there's a couple ideas that I've got, because, you know, it is quite large. I could even make like a really cropped raglan with this, I think would be nice. It says that it only takes one skein to make an adult size sweater. I don't know if that's like an adult small or what, but I mean, obviously it would depend on like the finished measurements or whatever, but I don't know. Maybe I could get away with a full sweater with this. Who knows? But I am kind of thinking a Lana vest would look really good. I really, like, when I first opened it and I like looked at my yarn and I looked at what he had given me, I was like, I feel like that would make a really pretty like cabled vest. So I keep thinking about it. That's probably what's going to end up happening. It will be my first time doing cabling if I do that, unless I decide to cast something else on beforehand. I don't know. You know what? We've just decided this is going to become a Lana vest. When? I don't know. But it will be a Lana vest eventually. So, yay. Good decision making, guys. We did it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Other future plans, my goals for 2025, make more things. I feel like I made a lot like this last year. This 2024 was like the first year where like I was knitting and I was crocheting, right? Like I did my first markets. I really knit from a pattern for the first time. Technically, my first time was last year with my dahlia skirt that I made. But like this was the first year where I was like really looking into patterns and, you know, really finding stuff, and I was freehanding stuff and, you know, self-drafting my own, not necessarily patterns, but patterns for me that, you know, probably will never see the light of day. And so, yeah, I felt a lot of growth in 2024. I felt like I was really able to kind of hone in my knitting and crochet style. And I'm excited to explore that even further in 2025 and do even more crocheting, knitting, fiber art things. I want to make weird shit. I love seeing like editorial knit and crochet. Love that. And I would love to do more, or like do that in 2025. So I don't know. I guess we'll just have to stay tuned. But I think that's all for now. I would love to get these like on maybe like a bi-weekly schedule. I feel like weekly or maybe like a monthly schedule. I don't know. We'll start monthly. If I feel like I'm making a lot of progress and really kind of cranking these videos out, maybe we'll do bi-weekly. Probably won't do anything more than that. Just because I don't knit that fast. I don't crochet that fast. I work. I have a job. I do things. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks. Bye.